Family helps family. That's what my father always said, right before he'd guilt me into another 100 hours of unpaid work. I heard those words so many times they lost all meaning, like when you repeat a word until it becomes just sounds. Empty sounds. Like my bank account after years of helping family. My name is Callie, and I'm sitting in my empty apartment, staring at an eviction notice while my sister's latest venture, the one I spent 6 months designing, crashes and burns on my laptop screen. The irony would be funny if it wasn't so painful. Just one more revision. Sadie's message blinks on my phone. The font isn't working. Maybe something more premium. You know how important this is to me, Cal. I close my eyes, remembering the conversation from this morning. The one that changed everything. Your sister needs you, my mother had said, her voice wavering with practiced fragility. She's invested everything in this pet lifestyle brand. The website you made, it's just not converting. That's because her product is terrible, I'd replied, finally saying what I'd bottled up for months. No amount of design will fix that. The silence on the other end was deafening. How dare you? My father's voice suddenly boomed through the speaker. He must have been listening on the extension. After everything we've done for you? I laughed. I actually laughed. Done for me? I've designed logos for Uncle Mike's failed food truck, branded Mum's pyramid scheme products, and rebuilt Sadie's website 4 times, all for free. Meanwhile, I can barely pay rent because I'm too busy being your personal design slave to take real clients. We put you through design school, Mum cried. No, my scholarship put me through design school. The same scholarship you tried to convince me to give up so Sadie could start her first business. You're being dramatic, Sadie chimed in. When did this become a conference call? This is what family does. We help each other. When has anyone helped me? The silence that followed told me everything I needed to know. I'm done, I said quietly. Find another designer. If you walk away from this family, my father's voice turned cold. Don't expect to come back. I looked around my bare apartment. The only decoration was my collection of design awards, all gathering dust while I poured my talent into my family's parade of doomed ventures. Maybe that's exactly what I need. You ungrateful little... The rest of his words disappeared as I hung up. My phone immediately exploded with messages. Mum, how could you do this to your sister? Sadie, you're ruining everything. Dad, you're no longer welcome at Sunday dinner. I blocked them all. A notification popped up on my laptop. Another local business award ceremony. I'd been nominated for Best Regional Designer 3 years running but never attended, always too busy fixing another family member's business disaster. My hands shook as I opened my portfolio. Real work, buried under years of family obligations. Designs that could have launched my career if I hadn't been too afraid to say no to family helps family. A text from my cousin Greta appeared. They're saying horrible things about you. I'm so sorry. I didn't respond. Instead, I opened my banking app. $247.32, left to my name. Years of working myself to exhaustion, and this was what I had to show for it. My phone rang again. Unknown number. Hello? Is this Callie? I'm Robert Henry from Cortex Solutions. We saw your portfolio online. Do you have time to discuss a potential project? I looked at my laptop screen, still showing Sadie's failing pet blog with my designs plastered all over it. 5 years of my life spent propping up other people's dreams while burying my own. Actually, I said, my voice stronger than I'd heard it in years. I think it's time I started my own agency. There was a pause. Even better. Let's talk about how we can make that happen. I hung up and walked to my window, watching the city lights flicker on as dusk settled. My family thought they were punishing me by cutting me off. They had no idea they were setting me free. Opening my laptop, I created a new document. At the top, I typed, Business Plan, Phase 1. They wanted to call me ungrateful? Fine. I'd show them exactly what I could do when I stopped giving everything away for free. And someday, when they needed the best designer in the city, they'd come crawling back. They just wouldn't know it was me until it was too late. 5 years can change everything. I'm sitting in my corner office, 27 floors up, watching my team present concepts to a Fortune 500 client. My coffee's still hot, a luxury I never had when I was working from my kitchen table, surviving on ramen and spite. And that concludes our brand evolution strategy, Natalia says, clicking to the final slide. Any questions? The client CEO leans back, impressed. I think you've covered everything. As always, Callie, your team delivers. After they leave, Robert knocks on my door. Remember when it was just us two in that cramped co-working space? You mean when you found me sleeping under my desk because I couldn't afford both rent and business insurance? He laughs. And now look at us, 40 employees, waiting list of clients, and he slides a tablet across my desk. Your family's business is finally tanking. The local business news headline reads, Sullivan Fabricators reports, record losses, seeks brand overhaul. I saw, I say, trying to sound neutral, but my hands shake slightly as I set down my coffee. They've been reaching out to agencies, Robert continues, watching me carefully. Word is they're desperate for a complete rebrand. I pull up their website, still sporting the logo I designed 7 years ago. It's dated now, amateur compared to what I can do. What I did do, for hundreds of other clients who actually valued my work. Karma's a funny thing, I murmur. My phone buzzes. A message from Greta. Crazy that Sullivan Fabricators is applying for agency rebranding. Guess who they're consulting? Before I can respond, Natalia bursts in. You're not going to believe this. Your sister just launched a branding consultancy. What? I pull up Sadie's Instagram. Sure enough, there's her announcement. Excited to announce Night Creative, bringing years of influencer expertise to help struggling brands thrive, Robert snorts. Years of expertise? Didn't her pet blog last 3 months? 6, I correct him. And only because I kept redesigning it. My office phone lights up. The receptionist's voice crackles. Call from Sullivan Fabricators on line 1. They're requesting information about our rebranding services. The universe has a sick sense of humor. Put them through to Robert, I say. Standard new client protocol. Robert raises an eyebrow. You sure you want to play this game? It's not a game. It's business. I stand up, straightening my blazer. They wanted professional? They'll get professional. The phone rings on Robert's line. He answers, all smooth professionalism. Robert Henry speaking. Yes, we'd be happy to discuss your rebranding needs. Of course, we can schedule an initial consultation. Natalia perches on my desk. You know they'll find out eventually. Eventually, I agree, but not before they see exactly what they threw away. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a news alert. Local manufacturing giant faces bankruptcy. Sullivan Fabricators seeks revival. I click through to the article. There's my father, looking older than I remember, standing in front of the factory. The quote beneath reads, We're adapting to changing times. Our legacy will survive. Legacy. That word he used to beat me with whenever I suggested modernizing their approach. This is a legacy business, Callie. You wouldn't understand. Should we decline the project? Robert asks, covering the phone. I think about all those Sunday dinners I missed, the holidays I was uninvited from, the whispered rumors about the ungrateful daughter who abandoned her family. No, I say. Take the meeting. But Robert? Don't mention my name. Not yet. He nods, understanding. Yes, Mrs. Sullivan, we can meet tomorrow at 2 p.m. Perfect. We'll see you then. After he hangs up, Natalia gives me a look. Your mother's coming here? Are you ready for that? I turn to the wall of awards behind my desk, all the recognition I earned once I stopped giving my talent away for free. They're not coming to see their daughter. They're coming to see the best agency in the city, and that's exactly what they'll get. Robert checks his calendar. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. then. Want me to handle it? No, I say, surprising myself. I'll take the meeting. They wanted professional? I'll show them professional. As my team leaves, I stay at my window, watching the city lights come on, just like that night 5 years ago, when I had nothing but a laptop and determination. My phone buzzes one last time. Another message from Greta. Sadie's telling everyone she's going to save the family business. But they don't want her help. They want the best. They want you. They just don't know it yet. I smile, remembering my father's words. Family helps family. Well, Dad, let's see how you like my kind of help. The conference room feels smaller at 1:55 p.m. I adjust my blazer, check my reflection in the glass wall. 5 years of radio silence about to end in 5 minutes. They're here, Robert announces, poking his head in. Want me to sit in? No, but stay close. He squeezes my shoulder. Remember, you're not that scared kid anymore. You're the CEO they desperately need. The elevator dings. Natalia leads them down the hallway. My father's heavy footsteps, my mother's clicking heels. I stand behind my laptop, back to the door, pretending to adjust the presentation screen. Welcome to Summit Creative, Natalia says. Please, have a seat. Our CEO will be with you shortly. Impressive office, my father's voice, gruffer than I remember. But we need results, not just fancy views. Of course, I say, turning around. Results are our specialty. The color drains from my mother's face. Callie, my father's jaw clenches. He looks older, grayer, but that same pride still radiates from his rigid posture. What is this? This, I gesture to the office, is the best creative agency in the city, the one you specifically requested. I click to the first slide. Shall we discuss your rebranding needs? We're leaving. My father stands. Andre, wait. My mother grabs his arm. We need help, real help. Not from her. Your stock has dropped 60% in 3 months, I say, clicking through slides. Your market share is being devoured by competitors with modern manufacturing processes. Your brand recognition among under 40s is practically non-existent. Another click. And your website, the one I designed 7 years ago, looks like it's from 2005. He sits back down. Slowly. You need more than help, I continue. You need a miracle. Lucky for you, miracles are what we do here. And what would you know about our business? He scoffs. I pull up their internal reports, public documents now that they're flirting with bankruptcy. Your core demographic is dying out. Younger manufacturers want sleek, sustainable options. Your legacy approach is killing you. My mother wipes her eyes. Callie, please. It's Ms. Sullivan in this room. I correct her. Or, if you prefer, you can call me what you called me last time we spoke. What was it? Oh, yes. Ungrateful. The silence feels like a living thing. Your consultation fee? My father finally asks. $50,000, plus performance bonuses. He chokes. That's ridiculous. That's market rate, for the best. I close my laptop. But feel free to try Sadie's new consultancy. I hear she's offering family discounts. You'd charge your own family full price? My mother whispers. No, I charge you double. Family premium, let's call it. My father stands again, face red. You haven't changed. Still the same selfish... Actually, I cut him off. I have changed. I'm not the daughter who worked herself sick for your approval anymore. I'm the CEO whose waiting list is 6 months long. I'm the designer who's won every industry award in this city. I'm the professional you came here begging for help. We're not begging, he spits. Really? I pull up their latest financial report. Because these numbers tell a different story. My mother touches his arm again. Andre, please, think about the employees. Their families. That hits him. He sinks back into his chair, defeated. Fine. What's your timeline? 3 months. Full rebrand, digital overhaul, marketing strategy. I slide across a contract. Payment schedule is outlined on page 3. As he reads, my mother tries to catch my eye. We've missed you at Sunday dinners. I've missed your guilt trips too, I say sweetly. Sign on the dotted line, please. My father's hand shakes as he signs. This better be worth it. Oh, it will be. I collect the contract. Natalia will schedule your first workshop. And Dad? He looks up. Try to be on time. My time is expensive now. They leave like shells of themselves. Through the glass, I watch my mother's shoulders shake with silent sobs. Robert appears with 2 coffees. You okay? Never better. I take a sip. Get the team ready. We're going to give them exactly what they asked for. And what's that? I smile, remembering all those Sunday dinners where they talked over me, all those family meetings where my ideas were dismissed, all those times they called me ungrateful for wanting fair compensation. A legacy rebrand, something unforgettable. My phone buzzes. Greta again. Sadie's furious they hired you. Says you'll ruin everything. I type back. No, Greta. I'm going to fix everything. Just not the way they expect. The sun sets over the city, painting my office in shades of revenge red. 5 years ago, they threw me away. Now they're paying premium rates to get me back. Karma really is a funny thing. The workshop room buzzes with tension. My team presents concept boards while my father scowls at each one. My mother hasn't stopped wringing her hands since she arrived. These are too modern, he complains. We need something traditional. Traditional is what's killing you, I reply, pointing to the market research. Your competitors? The door bursts open. Sadie storms in, designer handbag swinging like a weapon. Stop everything. This is a conflict of interest. How did you get past security? Robert steps forward. I'm family, she spits. Unlike some people who turned their backs on us. I stay seated, calm. Security, please escort Ms. Knight out. Don't you dare! She slams a folder on the table. Look what I found! She's stealing my designs! The room goes quiet as papers scatter across the table. My old designs for her failed ventures, now rebranded with Knight Creative, plastered across them. Interesting, I say, picking up a logo. Because I created these, 5 years ago, for free. They were gifts to family. Actually, Robert interjects, sliding across a cease and desist letter. They were never legally transferred. Summit Creative owns all rights. Sadie's face turns red. You're trying to sabotage my new business. No, I stand slowly. I'm protecting my intellectual property. Something I learned to do when I stopped letting family take advantage of me. Girls, please, my mother starts. Not now, Mum. I turn to my team. Take 5, everyone. As they file out, Sadie grabs my arm. You think you're so successful? You abandoned us. While you were playing CEO, I was taking care of them. Taking care of them? I laugh. You mean bleeding them dry with your failed startups? At least I stayed loyal. Loyal? I pull up her Instagram feed on the presentation screen. Is that why you're telling everyone you're the creative director for Sullivan Fabricators when they hired my firm? My father stands. Sadie, what is she talking about? She's lying, but her voice wavers. I was just marketing myself. By stealing my work and lying about contracts? I click through more screenshots. That's not marketing, that's fraud. Andre, my mother pleads, Do something. He looks between us, lost. The mighty patriarch, finally seeing his golden child's true colors. I trusted you, he says to Sadie. We gave you everything. Everything? I interrupt. Like my college fund? The one you gave her for her first business venture? The room freezes. My mother gasps. What? I continue. You thought I never knew. That's why you fought so hard against my scholarship, because you'd already promised my tuition money to Sadie. It wasn't like that, my mother whispers. Then what was it like? Because from where I'm standing, you've been choosing her over me my entire life. And look where it got you. Sadie lunges for the presentation remote. I'll show everyone what you really are. She clicks frantically, but instead of finding dirt, she pulls up my agency's award ceremony photos, magazine covers, revenue charts. See? I say softly. Everything I achieved despite you, not because of you. This isn't fair. She throws the remote. You were supposed to fail without us. Security finally arrives. As they lead her out, she screams, You'll regret this! All of you! My father clears his throat. Perhaps we should postpone. No, I cut him off. You're paying for my time. Let's use it. I pull up the branding presentation again. Now, about those 2 modern designs. He sits heavily, suddenly looking every bit his age. My mother dabs her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. Robert slips back in. Everything okay? Perfect, I say, but my hands shake slightly as I click to the next slide. We were just discussing how tradition without innovation is a death sentence. My phone lights up with messages. Greta. Sadie's having a meltdown on Instagram Live. Natalia. Should we call legal? Robert. Say the word and I'll handle everything. I ignore them all, focusing on the presentation. Your choice is simple. Evolve or die. Which will it be? My father stares at the modern logos, the sleek websites, the future he fought so hard against. Do what you need to do. As my team filters back in, I catch my reflection in the window. I'm not the daughter they wanted. I'm the professional they need. And professionals always deliver exactly what the client asks for, even if it destroys them. My phone buzzes one last time. A notification from LinkedIn. Sadie Knight has announced her new role as creative director at Sullivan Fabricators. I smile. Let her play pretend. The real work, the real revenge, is just beginning. Let's continue, I say, clicking to the next slide. About that legacy you're so proud of. The kerning is slightly off, I tell Natalia, pointing to the new Sullivan Fabricators logo. Make it just wrong enough. She frowns. Callie, this is the 6th revision. We're deliberately making it worse. Not worse, I correct her. Subtly ineffective. There's a difference. There's also a difference between revenge and sabotage, Robert says from the doorway. We're crossing that line. I spin in my chair. They're getting exactly what they asked for. Traditional, legacy-focused, safe. They're getting garbage wrapped in gold paper, Natalia mutters. They're getting... My phone rings. Greta. I answer on speaker. What? I need to tell you something. Her voice shakes. I did something terrible. Robert closes the office door. You're on speaker with the team. I told Sadie about you owning Summit Creative before they hired you. I thought it would stop them from approaching your agency, but instead they got desperate enough to hire me anyway. I finish. Yes. And now Sadie's planning something. She's been meeting with your competitors, showing them your old work, claiming you stole her concepts. My stomach drops. What? She's trying to destroy your reputation. Says if she can't have the family business, neither can you. Natalia pulls up industry news sites. Nothing yet, but... Check social media, Robert interrupts. There it is. Sadie's latest post. Exposed. The truth about Summit Creative's stolen success. Live press conference tomorrow at 9 a.m. She can't prove anything, I say, but my voice wavers. Actually, Greta hesitates. She found your old hard drive, the one with all the original files. The room spins. That drive has everything. My early versions, notes from family meetings, emails begging them to pay me something. Anything. I have to go, Greta whispers. I'm so sorry. The line goes dead. Cancel everything, I tell Robert. Move the Sullivan presentation to next week. No, Natalia stands. We're doing it today. Now. Before Sadie can spin her story. Are you crazy? Think about it, she continues. You show them the rebrand today. They approve it publicly. It becomes their official new identity. Then when Sadie tries to claim you stole from her, they'll have to admit they hired me knowing exactly who I am, I finish, because they needed the best. Robert's already dialing. I'll get them here in an hour. The next 60 minutes blur. My team polishes the deliberately flawed presentations. I change into my sharpest suit, the one that costs more than I used to make in 3 months. My parents arrive looking nervous. No Sadie this time. Before we begin, my father says, about tomorrow's press conference. Save it. I click to the first slide. Let's talk about your new identity. The presentation goes exactly as planned. Every subtle flaw, every slightly off element designed to slowly erode their market position. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's... My mother struggles for words. Perfect, my father finishes. Modern but respectful. Exactly what we needed. Robert slides across the approval forms. Sign here to confirm this is your new official branding. As my father signs, my mother touches my hand. Callie, please. Whatever Sadie's planning is nothing compared to what you did to me. I pull away. Sign the forms. Later, after they leave, Natalia brings me a coffee. We could fix it, you know. Make it actually good. No. I watch my father's signature dry on the contract. They wanted legacy? They'll get it. A legacy of failure. My phone buzzes. A video from Greta of Sadie practicing her press conference speech. My sister stole everything from me. My designs, my clients, my family's trust. I text back. Watch tomorrow's business news first. Opening my laptop, I begin typing. Press release. Sullivan Fabricators announces revolutionary rebrand with Summit Creative. Robert reads over my shoulder. You're really doing this? They made their choice 5 years ago, I say, hitting send. Now they get to live with it. The release goes live just as the sun sets. Within minutes, industry blogs pick it up. My parents' company, publicly tied to my agency. Sadie's press conference suddenly worthless. My phone rings again. Unknown number. Is this Callie? A familiar voice. It's Hamza. Your ex? Look, I saw what's happening with your family. We should talk. I hang up. The past has no place in today's victory. Opening my office window, I breathe in the evening air. Tomorrow, Sadie will realize her revenge plan backfired. Our parents will watch their company slowly decline under my carefully crafted mediocrity. And I'll finally have everything I wanted. So why does victory taste so bitter? My phone lights up one last time. A message from my mother. We should have believed in you first. Too late, Mum. Far too late. The voicemail plays for the 5th time. Callie, it's Mom. There's something you need to know about your father. About why we did what we did. Please call me back. Delete it, Robert suggests, pouring me another coffee. You don't need their drama. Too late. I show him my laptop screen. Small Business Monthly's latest headline. Sullivan Fabricators rebrand raises questions. Industry experts call new design puzzling and amateur. He winces. That was faster than expected. Callie? Natalia rushes in. Hamza is here, in the lobby. My coffee cup freezes halfway to my mouth. What? Your ex? He's demanding to see you. Says it's about your family. I stand, straightening my blazer. Send him up. Are you sure? Robert asks. No. Hamza looks exactly the same. Expensive suit, perfect hair, concerned frown. We need to talk. No, we don't. But I wave him into my office anyway. Your mother came to my agency yesterday, he says, settling into a chair. Told me everything. Everything about what? About why they pushed you away. About Sadie's gambling debts. The room tilts slightly. What gambling debts? The ones she racked up in college. The ones your parents paid off with your tuition money. He leans forward. The ones they've been paying off ever since. My legs give out. I sink into my chair. That's impossible. Your father mortgaged the business 3 times to cover her losses. Each time, they needed you to help rebuild, rebrand, save face. For free. Because if they paid you, Sadie would know they had money, I finish, and gamble it away. They thought cutting you off completely would finally force her to take responsibility. He pulls out a folder. Instead, she did this. Inside are bank statements, loan documents, threatening emails from collectors, all addressed to my parents, all because of Sadie. Why are you showing me this? Because your revenge plan is working too well. The rebrand you created. It's not just bad, Callie. It's going to destroy them. And everyone who works for them. My phone buzzes. Another industry review of the new branding. Sullivan Fabricators' new identity. A case study in what not to do. They deserve it, I whisper. But my voice cracks. Do they? Your father nearly bankrupted himself trying to save both his daughters. One from gambling addiction, one from being dragged down with her. By throwing me away? By setting you free. He stands. Think about it. If they'd kept enabling you to enable Sadie, would you have built all this? He gestures to my office, my empire built on spite and talent. My phone rings. Greta again. Callie? Sadie's gone. She emptied your parents' personal accounts and disappeared. The floor drops out from under me. What? Your mother's hysterical. Your father. He's talking about closing the factory. 300 people will lose their jobs. Hamza watches me. Still feel like your revenge was worth it? I hang up on Greta. Why do you care? We broke up years ago. Because I watched you build yourself from nothing. And this vindictive person you're becoming. This isn't you. My computer pings. Another email from my mother. I know you hate us, but please, read this. Attached is a scan of an old letter. My college acceptance, with my father's notes in the margin. She'll be safer away from Sadie's mess. Let her hate us. Let her build something for herself. Just don't let her fall into this pit with her sister. They didn't know how to help both of you, Hamza says softly. So they chose to save the one they could. My phone explodes with notifications, stock prices plummeting, employees posting worried messages, local news picking up the story of Sullivan Fabricators' impending collapse. I have to go, Hamza stands. But Callie? Success is the best revenge. This? He gestures to the chaos unfolding on my screens. This is just destruction. After he leaves, I sit in the growing darkness, watching my perfect revenge turn into collateral damage. Robert appears with fresh coffee. Want me to call legal about Sadie? No. I pull up the original branding files, the good ones, the ones I created before spite took over. Call the team. We're working late. To make it worse? To make it right. I start typing. And Robert, get my mother on the phone. You sure? I look at my father's notes again. Let her hate us. Let her build something for herself. Yes, I say. It's time to build something new. The factory floor buzzes with nervous energy. 300 employees packed into the main hall, watching my father grip the podium with trembling hands. "I know there have been rumors," he starts, "about our future, about your jobs." I stand in the shadows at the back, clutching my laptop, the real branding presentation queued up and ready. "The truth is," he continues, "we've failed you. All of you. Our family drama became your crisis, and for that, I'm sorry." Murmurs ripple through the crowd. My father never apologizes. "But today, we're not here to talk about endings. We're here to show you our new beginning." He looks toward the shadows. "Callie?" The crowd turns. I walk to the podium, heels clicking on concrete. Some workers recognize me from years ago, when I used to deliver lunch to my father's office. "Hello," I say, opening my laptop. Some of you know me as Andre's daughter. Others know me as the CEO of Summit Creative. Today, I'm both. The first slide appears on the massive screen. Not the sabotage design, but something new. Something real. This is Sullivan Fabricators Reimagined. Not just a legacy company, but a bridge between tradition and innovation. The logo animates, transforming from their old mark into something modern, yet familiar. The crowd gasps. "We're not just rebranding," I continue. "We're rebuilding. New manufacturing processes, apprenticeship programs, a future that honors our past without being trapped by it." My father steps back, watching as I present the full vision. Green technology, training partnerships with local schools, everything he fought against for years. But most importantly, I turn to face the workers. Every person in this room is part of this transformation. No layoffs, no closures, just growth. A hand raises. "How can you guarantee that?" "We've seen the numbers. Because Summit Creative isn't just providing services." I pull up the contract. "We're investing. My company is buying 30% of Sullivan Fabricators." The room erupts. My father grabs my arm. "What are you doing?" "Saving your legacy," I whisper, "and maybe building something new of our own." My mother appears at the back, tears streaming. Behind her stands Robert with another contract. "There's one condition," I address the crowd again. "Complete transparency. No more family secrets. No more hidden debts." I look at my father. No more sacrificing one person to save another. He nods slowly, understanding at last. My phone buzzes. A text from Greta. "Police found Sadie. She's in Vegas, lost everything. Want her contact info?" I reply, "Yes. Send her this. Come home. Get help. For real this time." The presentation continues. Workers ask questions, real questions about their future, their families. I answer each one honestly. "This isn't charity," I explain. "It's business, smart business. Your experience combined with our innovation will be unstoppable." Afterward, as the crowd disperses, my father touches my shoulder. "Why?" "Because you were right," I say. "Family helps family, but only when it's healthy, only when it's real. I never wanted—" "I know." I show him the old acceptance letter. "You thought pushing me away would save me. Instead, it nearly destroyed everything. Can you ever forgive us?" "I'm not doing this for forgiveness," I say. "I'm doing it because it's right, because 300 families matter more than our drama." Robert approaches with the final contracts. "Ready to sign?" My father takes the pen. "You're not just saving my legacy, are you? You're building your own." "Maybe I'm building ours." I sign next to his name. "But this time we do it right. No more secrets, no more sacrifices." My phone lights up again. A message from Sadie. "I'm sorry. I need help." Speaking of no more secrets, I show my father the message. "She needs rehab, not revenge. Real help this time." He nods, looking older but somehow lighter. Together. Together. As workers file out, many stop to shake my hand. Their hope is tangible, their relief palpable. My mother finally approaches. I have so much to say. Later, I cut her off. Right now, we have work to do. Robert hands me another coffee. Still want to burn it all down? No. I watch my father talking to a group of veteran machinists, gesturing excitedly about the future. I want to build it up, better than before. The factory lights flicker on as dusk settles. Through the industrial windows, I can see the city skyline where my office stands. Two worlds, finally connecting. My phone buzzes one last time. An industry news alert. Sullivan Fabricators announces revolutionary partnership with Summit Creative, a new chapter in family business. I smile, remembering that night 5 years ago when I vowed to make them regret underestimating me. Sometimes the best revenge isn't destruction. Sometimes it's creation. The rehab center's garden is peaceful in the morning light. Sadie sits across from me, looking smaller, without her designer clothes and Instagram filters. The therapist says I should make amends, she says, picking at her paper cup. But I don't even know where to start. How about with yourself? I sip my coffee. That's where I had to begin. She looks up, surprised. You? But you're so... together. Now. But 5 years ago I was sleeping under my desk, plotting revenge, letting anger eat me alive. I'm sorry, she whispers, for everything, the stealing, the lies, the gambling. I know. I reach into my bag. That's why I brought you this. It's a notebook and pen, simple, elegant, not the blingy stuff she used to carry. What's this for? Your story, the real one, not the fake influencer life or the perfect daughter act, the truth. She opens it carefully. Why? Because Summit Creative is launching a new initiative, supporting women in recovery through creative therapy, and we need a content director. Me? She laughs bitterly. I'm a mess. You're healing. There's a difference. I stand. Think about it. The job's yours when you're ready. Back at the office, Robert has news. Sullivan Fabricators' first quarter numbers are in. I brace myself. How bad? He grins. Up 40%. Your father's green manufacturing line is taking off. Our line. I correct him. It was his experience and my innovation, remember? Speaking of innovation, Natalia bursts in. The apprenticeship program has 300 applicants, mostly women interested in manufacturing design. My phone rings. My mother. The house sold, she says without preamble. Your father's using the money to fund that training center you designed. Good. I watch the sunset paint the city gold. How is he? Better. Lighter. He misses Sunday dinner. I close my eyes. Mom, no pressure, she adds quickly. Just when you're ready. If you're ever ready. After we hang up, I walk to the factory floor. Workers wave as I pass, no longer seeing me as just the boss's daughter or the revenge-seeking CEO. My father stands at his old drafting table, now surrounded by computers. The youngsters are teaching me CAD, he says proudly. Never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see a lot of things. He straightens. Sadie called. Said you offered her a job. When she's ready. He nods slowly. You're a better person than I was. Than any of us were. No. I touch the drafting table, remembering childhood days watching him work. Just older. Wiser. Maybe a little more forgiving. We never deserved your forgiveness. Probably not. But that's not why I gave it. I pull out my tablet, show him the latest designs. Sometimes letting go of anger builds better things than holding on to it. Robert appears with contracts. The expansion plans need signatures. My father reaches for a pen, then hesitates. You sure about this? Partnering with your old man? No, I smile. But I'm sure about building something that matters. Later, I visit my old apartment building. The place where I once sat, broke and alone, vowing revenge. Greta meets me outside. Remember when you used to crash on my couch? Remember when you leaked my secret to Sadie? She winces. Still sorry about that. Don't be. It led us here. I hand her a business card. Summit Creative needs a PR director, someone who understands family dynamics. She hugs me tight. You really did it, didn't you? Built something amazing from all that pain. We did, I correct her. All of us, even the broken parts. My phone lights up. A message from Sadie. Started writing. It's harder than Instagram captions. I reply, real things usually are. The city hums around us, full of possibility. Not the vengeful kind I once dreamed of, but something stronger. Something built on truth and growth and second chances. Ready for Sunday dinner? Greta asks. Your mom's cooking. Almost. I look up at my old window, remembering that angry, hurt girl. Just need to say goodbye to someone first. Who? The person I was, the one who thought revenge would heal everything. I smile. Turns out building things heals better than burning them down. We walk away from the old building, toward the future we're all creating together. Not perfect, not completely healed, but real. And real, I've learned, is better than revenge any day.